Hello, and welcome to Verbling. Hi there, I'm Teacher Oakley, and for the next hour, we are going to continue our little series here on Verbling at this hour. Excuse me. In which we're going to look at root or base words plus affixes. Affixes are prefixes and suffixes. Today we're going to, instead of learning root words, we're going to concentrate more on the affixes, so particularly suffixes today. And our lesson is going to be focused on how adding suffixes can change the pronunciation, specifically the syllable stress in words are altered by adding suffixes. In addition, we will also take talk a little bit about how different suffixes are used for different word forms. Some suffixes are used for nouns and adjectives. Others are used for verbs. Others are used for adverbs. Like that. We'll also introduce that idea a little bit. Okay. I do have to say that the pronunciation rules are not really rules. They're more like guidelines because there are exceptions. But for the most part, really, 98% of the time, they work. We're going to look at these different suffixes and what they do to pronunciation of words. But there are some exceptions to these. It's now remembering these guidelines. I'm going to try to make some generalities for you because there's so many suffixes, and it's difficult enough to know what these suffixes do to a word, never mind what they do to pronunciation. So I'll try to give you kind of general guidelines in that sense. Okay, let me start by welcoming Halen to the class.
Hi, okay.
Hey. Hi, how are you today?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good, thank you. Okay, first of all, we have to understand the basics. Do you know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about syllables? Let's begin at the beginning. Syllables. All right.
Yeah. Is the join of two letters or two or more letters, almost three, I don't know, two or three, to form a sound, and that sound for what?
Okay, that's pretty close. All right, the syllables are the beats of the word. They help provide rhythm in the language, and they are centered around each vowel sound, each unique vowel sound. Right. So, for example, the word banana has how many syllables?
It has three syllables.
Yes, it does. Perfect. Okay, great. Now, banana. Okay, now we have to understand what are stressed syllables in English. Which syllable, 1, 2, or 3, is stressed in banana?
I'm very bad with that, but I think that let me pronounce banana. Is it in ba?
No, that would be banana. I would like a banana. That would be first syllable stress.
I'm very bad with that.
Banana.
Yeah. In the second one.
Yeah. You're saying it correctly. You're just not identifying it. You're pronouncing it perfectly correctly, stressing the second syllable. Banana. All right. Yeah, if you stress the first syllable, it's banana. Banana is correct. If you stress the last syllable, it would be banana. I would like a banana, which sounds very strange. Of course. It's very important to get the stress right in a word when pronouncing a word. As a teacher, I've more than once I've been stuck I'm totally cannot understand a student. They're pronouncing a word correctly, all the phonetic sounds of the letters, but they are stressing the wrong syllable, and it's for a native speaker. When we hear this, we have no idea what the person's saying. It's just what? This has happened to me several times. And it's very difficult to comprehend. Okay. Anyway, in English, all words, every single word in English has a stressed syllable. Obviously, if it's a one-syllable word, like run, you know which syllable is stressed because there's only one. Okay, but every word has a stressed syllable. It has to. Okay, so when it gets complicated and confusing is obviously when we have multi-syllable words, which in turn is obviously going to happen when we're adding prefixes and suffixes to root words. We're adding syllables, chunks of letters which contain a vowel. Every prefix and every suffix has a vowel. Okay, so you're adding syllables. By adding these syllables, you affect the overall rhythm of the word, and you affect the pronunciation. It's very apparent in the family of words associated with photograph, for example, just to illustrate. Photograph. All right, let me welcome Elio. Hey there, Elio. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Let me talk to you for a minute. All right, in the word photograph, 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 which syllable is stressed? Photograph.
The second one?
Photograph?
No, the first one, I think.
Yeah, ta. The second was like ta. You can tell it's not stressed because the stressed syllable is spoken, any combination of these things, but there's 4 factors. It's louder, just volume, louder. It's pronounced fully as to the vowel sound, as opposed to unstressed syllables, which are often reduced to very short sounds, usually a schwa, a simple sound, sometimes I or eh, but it's going to be a short U or E or I every time, and unstressed, usually Stressed syllable is always pronounced as that letter. It's also going to be very slightly, but slightly stretched as opposed to the other vowel sounds. And what else? Oh, most importantly, silly me. Also, the stressed syllable, the thing that always happens is the stressed syllable will have a higher pitch as opposed to unstressed syllables, which are sort of neutral. We tend to go higher on a stressed syllable, like banana, photograph, photograph. All right, so those 4 things are what determines a stressed syllable, or how we determine a stressed syllable. All right, so very good. So demonstrating how suffixes affect words, root words. Photograph. All right, Elio, stay with me. Okay. All right, if I add photograph, I add ER to talk about the noun, the person.
Photograph.
Yeah, okay.
Photographer.
Photographer.
Yeah, I think it's the second one, right?
There you go. The stress is moved from the first syllable to the second syllable. Photographer or photography.
Why
Right.
this happens?
Why this happens? English is crazy. Why does this happen? That's exactly what I'm trying to demonstrate today. Why does this happen? We're going to look at why this happens. Because adding a syllable have consistent, not 100%, 95, 98% rules about when you add a specific suffix, this is the syllable that gets stressed, no matter what word it is. It's exactly what we're going to look at today. All right? Even I add a different syllable, I see, photographic. So, photograph, first syllable. Photographer, second syllable. Photographic, third syllable. Okay. This is exactly what we're going to be looking at. And so after I say hi to Ken, hi Ken, we're going to do just that.
Yes, hello.
Hello. Welcome to the
Yes,
class.
thank you.
And also, Ziad has joined us.
Yes.
Hi, Ziad. Thanks for joining us. Okay, and just in time as well. Plenty of room in the class if others would like to join us. But now, look at these patterns. Okay, again, they're not carved in stone. There's going to be some exceptions, but these are definite patterns that are usually true. You can use suffixes to predict stress. For example, this first group we're going to look at, you actually stress the suffix itself. Okay, here's a group of them. Notice words that end with these suffixes: ee, eer, ese, ique, which sounds like eek. Notice.
Excuse me.
Yes.
What means suffix?
Suffix. See all of these words. Well, for some reason this one escaped, but okay, let's do this. All of these words have a bold ending. All of these red things here, these are examples of suffixes. Suffixes are common endings. Again, they're always going to include a vowel sound. Common endings for words. The root word, okay, for example, trainee. The root word or the base word is train. Okay, to
So
train.
how do you say when it's before in the beginning of the word?
Is a prefix. Pre meaning prefix is a prefix. Coincidentally, that means before. So suffix is at the end and a prefix is at the beginning. Together, these things are called affixes. Affix is just a name for parts you stick on. Prefixes and suffixes. Okay. So prefixes do very little to change pronunciation. Remarkable, unremarkable. All they really do is basically sometimes they're pronounced on a lower pitch, but prefixes do very little to change the pronunciation or the syllable stress. However, suffixes do a lot to change the stress, which is what I was demonstrating with talking about photograph. Okay, well, you know what? Let's try this out. Halen, this first line of words, go ahead and just read these words. Just read them, pronounce them.
Okay. employee,
Yes.
refugee, trainee, referee.
Okay. Every time she comes to the E part, her pitch rises. Very good job, Halen, by the way. Her pitch rises. She pronounces the long E sound. So she stretches it. She even says it a little bit louder. Okay. Great. Perfect. Now, as I said, just to demonstrate, usually the suffix itself or the E sounding suffix, notice the commonality here, E, ear, ease, eek, they all have the long E sound. But just to demonstrate, there are exceptions. Whoops. Learn how to spell here. This word. Halen, how do you pronounce this word? This last one that I've written.
Committee.
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 Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, yeah. The second syllable or middle syllable is stretched. This is an exception. So there are going to be exceptions. Again, these are patterns, not actual solid all the time rules. Okay. All right. Okay. What? Also, just because we're doing this, Halen, one more question about your group. This is your group. EE is your group. What kinds of words are these? Are these adverbs, adjectives, nouns, or verbs?
They are nouns.
They are all nouns.
Yeah.
Without exception. Okay. This particular suffix is only used for nouns. If you see a word you don't know and it ends with EE, it's a noun. You know. So another good thing about learning these suffixes, it can help you with pronunciation. It can also help you with identification. All right. Elio, you want to try this next little group here? Elio, you there? Elio, have I lost you? Are you connected? Okay. Not sure what's going on there. Okay, so Elio, come back to you. I'm not sure if you can work on that. We cannot hear you right now, or at least I can't. Ken, can you try this next group?
Okay. Engineer, career, volunteer.
Okay, great. What kinds of words are these, or what are the forms?
Noun.
They're all nouns again. Mm-hmm. All right. All right. Very good. Ziad, try our next little list.
Chinese, Japanese, Portuguese.
No. Chinese. Not Chinese. Chinese. You need to say this bold part. Louder, stronger, higher pitch. Stretch the vowel.
Chinese,
Yes.
Japanese,
That's it.
Portuguese.
That's it. Now you got it. Okay. Much better. And what kind of words are these? Adverbs, adjectives, nouns, or verbs?
Adverb.
Not adverbs. Adverbs, well, they're the most complicated. Let me start the other end of the spectrum. Nouns are person, place, thing, or possibly abstract idea. Verbs are action verbs, are actions, or they describe a state. I feel tired. Feel is describing I'm using it to describe a state. All right. Adjectives modify nouns. That's it. Adverbs, that's the only thing they don't do, is modify nouns. Adverbs modify other adjectives, other adverbs, or verbs. All right. So these are not adverbs. Think about what kind of word you would use them with or collocate them with.
To talk about a place, a personal place.
Well, yeah, okay. So what word could I put with Chinese, for example? Chinese what?
Chinese food.
There you go. Food is a noun. You're modifying the meaning of the food, or specifying, or clarifying the meaning of food. So there you go. Chinese is thusly an adjective.
Okay.
Okay. So there you go. All right. So all of these words are adjectives. All right. If you see a word with this suffix, it's going to be an adjective. We are going to see other. Well, okay, never mind. I don't even really have to say it because I'm going to demonstrate it right now. Halen, last set.
Okay. Unique, antique, technique.
Okay. The second one, it's always eek. It sounds the same. That's one thing. Suffixes are very consistent. They're always going to sound the same. You're not going to say unique and antique. Nope.
Okay.
It's eek, 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 eek every time.
Is antique?
That's it. Yes, it is. Okay. So unique, antique, technique. All right. Very much going higher, stretching the sound. The syllable, again, the suffix is stressed. What kinds of words are these?
Is
Trick
adverbs?
question. It's a trick question. No, they're not adverbs. You can't use them to modify a verb. He's running antiquely doesn't make sense.
There are adverbs, nouns, verbs, and the other one?
Adjectives.
Adjective. So it's an adjective.
Well, unique is certainly an adjective. Antique can be a noun or an adjective. An antique, I bought an antique at the store. I bought an antique clock at the store. It can be either. Technique is a noun. The technique he used was interesting. Uh-huh. Okay, so there are a number of suffixes that can be used for nouns or adjectives. This is actually fairly common to have suffixes that could be either an adjective or a noun. All right, so keep that in mind. So this one, it's never going to be an adverb. It's never going to be a verb, but it could be either an adjective or a noun. All right, so there you go. This is the easy one. Okay, this is the suffixes that have a long e sound: e, ear, ease, eek. The suffix itself is the part that gets the primary stress. Now it gets more complicated. Stressing the syllable immediately before the suffix. All right. Now, one thing I have to say, unlike, again, these were easy, the ones we just looked at, because they're all one syllable. Ear, ease, e. Okay. One vowel sound. One syllable. In these, some of them are, like shun, that's one vowel sound, but some of them are not, like uwal, like visual. It's actually two syllables. Keep that in mind. You have to, when you're predicting syllable stress, you have to think of the suffix as an entire entity, an entire thing. Okay, in this rather large group of suffixes, Okay, the syllable immediately in front of the entire suffix will get the stress. For example, in the first one here, memorial. Memorial. Okay, so the suffix is ial. Memorial. All right. Okay, financial, artificial, essential. You get the idea. It's always the syllable in front of the suffix, before the suffix, preceding the suffix. All right. We have a long list here. Again, with a memorial or memorial can be an adjective. Financial, an adjective. Artificial, an adjective. Essential, an adjective. Usually an adjective, but memorial can be a noun. So here's another one that can be, again, as I said, many suffixes are used for noun or adjective. It's quite common. Now, how are you going to remember this? Well, good luck. It would be very difficult, and frankly, I have not memorized every single suffix and its effect on syllable stress. It's very difficult. But in a way, if we zoom down and look at them, okay, they do have kind of commonalities. Okay, I'm going down, looking down the column of red color suffixes. Eo, yul, yin, shun, shun. By the way, these are both shun. Shun, shun, yent, shus, shus. By the way, these two sound exactly the same. Shus, shus. Ik, ibble, itty, iffy. Okay. All of these have a either a sound, kind of a wide sound, or the short I. I, ibble, itty, iffy. And then we end with a couple of wide sounds, lg, graphy, and meter's the odd man out. It has nothing in common with really the rest of the suffixes in the group. But in general, they kind of have an I sound or a Y sound, I or Y. It's a general way for you to try to remember this idea. Okay. Let me hear you guys try this a little bit. Halen, back to you. The second.
Again.
Sorry? The second
Again.
line.
Okay. Visual, unusual, intellectual, individual.
Okay, pretty good. Visual, all right. Unusual. Now, in this case, the U in the middle here has a Y sound. Unusual. Unusual. Intellectual. Individual. Okay. All right. What are these words, by the way? What category? Noun, verb, adjective, adverb? Hey, Halen?
Intellectual is an adjective.
Yes.
A visual too.
Well. Well.
Yeah. No?
Yeah, they can all be adjectives, all of these. But a couple of them, well, actually 3 of these could be nouns. We need to get a visual. A visual can be a noun. An intellectual can also be a noun. He is an individual. He is an individual. He is an intellectual. Noun or adjective. Again, as I said, this is very, very common. Suffixes that can be noun or adjective. Elio, you're back. Hello. Elio?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry. Yeah.
Yay. Okay.
Thank
Good.
you.
Great. Okay, can you try the next one in the list here?
Okay. Canadian, vegetarian, pedestrian, politician.
Good. Okay, the syllable directly in front of the suffix IAN, EN. All right. Elio, are these words what form?
They could be adjective or noun.
Exactly.
I mean,
Mhm.
Canadian, vegetarian, pedestrian. Let me check. Canadian, vegetarian, pedestrian, politician. I think all of them can be nouns,
Definitely. Correct.
but Canadian, vegetarian, and politician can be adjectives, right? But I'm not sure about pedestrian.
Okay. Well, Canadian, definitely adjective. Canadian man. Vegetarian man, definitely adjective. Pedestrian can be an adjective. You may not, it's kind of a little obscure, but it is, it means boring, everyday, usual, nothing unusual. He has a very pedestrian diet. All right, very boring diet. So yes, it can be an adjective. Politician, on the other hand, no.
No?
Why?
Oh,
Because we have a different word that we use. We have a different adjective form. Do you know what it is, by any chance?
polite?
No. A blank party. A polite party? No. Politician party? No. No idea?
Political?
There you go. You do know. I knew you knew. I knew you knew. I know you knew. Okay. Political. Political. Okay. Okay. Political. Great. Political. Political. Politician. Notice the difference. Politician. Political. Yes. The stress changes. That's because the ICAL, which is another standard suffix, hasn't actually politics. Political has it does something else. We're going to look at that in a second. Okay. We'll be looking at that in the next group, I believe. Okay. Ken, you're going to take a look at the next group.
Explosion, occasion, conclusion, permission.
Perfect. Okay. And these are what kind of words?
Noun.
Yeah, they're all nouns. Definitely nouns. Solidly nouns. So, okay. This shun suffix shows nouns. Help you identify words that have these endings. You know it's got to be a noun. If you don't know the meaning of the word, at least trying to figure out a word in context, the meaning, it's really helpful to know what kind of word it is. Noun, verb, adjective, adverb. Good job, Ken. All right. Ziad, next one.
Okay. Definition. Production. Situation. Qualification.
Perfect. All right. Good job with your stresses there, by the way. Excellent. All right. And what kinds of words are these?
These are nouns.
As well.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Notice that the pronunciation of the actual suffix itself, explosion, occasion, conclusion, permission. Okay, sometimes it's a j sound and sometimes it's an sh. Definition, sh, production, situation, qualification. They're very similar pronunciations. Just saying. Okay. Again, now we're not going to go down and look at every single one of these, but you may want to in your free time or whatever. But if you try to at least kind of remember the commonalities, the inclusion of I and Y sounds. The weird one is meter. I have no way to explain why that's in this group, actually. Okay, we're going to look at another group. It gets more complicated as we go along. Okay. Okay. Stress the second syllable before the suffix. So you jump 2 syllables forward to find the stress. All right. Halen, give it a try.
Okay. Okay. Operate, exaggerate, associate, integrate, certificate.
Okay. Pretty good job finding the main stress syllable. Very good. What kind of words are these?
Adverbs?
No, not adverbs.
I don't know.
Actually, let me just tell you guys right now, so you can stop guessing adverbs. Adverbs are the easiest ones to identify because there's really only one suffix, and that's ly. Quickly, rapidly, spontaneously, hesitantly.
There are verbs?
No. These here?
Yeah. No?
Most of them are. Yeah. To operate, to exaggerate, to associate, to integrate. Now, there's another extra special little something going on here with these that I have to talk about. They're verbs, but to certificate, no. We say to certify is the verb form, right? Certificate is actually a noun. So usually ATE are verbs or adjectives, but occasionally nouns. They're never adverbs. Again, adverbs are either they're irregular words. They have no suffix, like very, okay, or soon, almost. There is no suffix involved in adverbs. Or if there is a suffix involved where you're changing a base or root form, adverbs just add ly. Quickly, rapidly, smoothly, ly. So actually, adverbs are fairly easy to identify. We don't really have the problems. And furthermore, the ly doesn't infect the root word pronunciation at all. So you really don't have to worry about adverbs at all. Okay. I guess I could have said that a lot earlier. All right. With the ATE suffix, there's also something else going on here. For example, all right, Halen, you pronounced all of these suffixes as ATE, which would be true as 8. It sounds like the number 8, 7, 8, 9. All right, operate, exaggerate, associate, and that's perfectly correct if they're verbs. However, if they're not verbs, in fact it's a noun, the last one would actually be certificate. Totally reduced pronunciation on the ATE. Certificate. He earned his certificate.
It doesn't sound certificate?
That's right. It is not. It's just, it's very much reduced, unstressed syllable. Okay, let's look at associate, which, if pronounced as a verb, is absolutely correct. But try this one. Saying these two together. Halen.
Associate. Okay. Associate director.
Associate Director.
Associate director.
See, there's quite a number of these. Separate. I separated the recyclables into separate containers. Separate as a verb. Separate. Separate as an adjective. Okay, so there's a little something special with this suffix. When it's a verb, it gets pronounced strongly. When it's a noun or an adjective, it gets really reduced. Okay. Again, operate. So it's actually two full syllables, one and then the O. 2 syllables forward is the rule. And there's not many. It's only these 4 specific suffixes that do this. Elio, try the next set.
Apologize, criticize, recognize, and computerize.
Well, you're close. Computerize.
Computerize. Okay. Computerize.
Computerize. Okay. Very good. What kinds of words are all these? What are all these?
Verbs?
They're all verbs. Yes, they are all verbs. If you see I-Z-E at the end of a word, you should recognize it's a verb. Definitely. Okay. All right. There is another, okay, with A-T-E in a verb or I-Z-E in a verb. Really what you're doing, apologize. You are giving full pronunciation to the sound. What you're doing is using something called secondary stress. Primary stress is what we've been talking about for the past 45 minutes up until now. Paul gets primary stress. Eyes is getting what we call secondary stress. It's loud, it's stretched, it has full pronunciation of the vowel. However, it's low pitch. It's low, very low. As opposed to primary stress, which is very high. Apologize. Apologize. Criticize. All right? Exaggerate. 8 goes down. That's called secondary stress. Okay? All right. Just so you know why it's getting kind of a full sound, and it seems like it's getting stress. It is kind of getting stress, but it's not primary, but what's called secondary stress. Yeah. Okay, let's look at the next set. Ken, can you try this one?
Okay. Secretary, necessary, contemporary, vocabulary.
Okay, Aries. All right, and what are these words?
Also noun.
Yeah. Nouns. Nouns and adjectives.
Okay.
Okay. Necessary equipment, contemporary.
How can I secretary used as noun?
It is a noun.
No, sorry. Adjective.
You can't. Okay, nouns or adjectives.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Occasionally, I guess necessary can be used as a noun. You need to do the necessary. Take care of the necessary. Maybe. It's a little weird one, but okay. So yet another one that's nouns or adjectives. You couldn't really be sure why if you were looking at a new word you'd never seen before. But you do know it's going to be an adjective or a noun. Okay. All right, and again, 2 syllables forward. All right, the last one. Sorry, could be any vowel plus OUS is the actual EOUS, IOUS, UOUS, whatever. They're all considered as the same suffix. Zia, do you want to try this one?
Yes, sure. Okay. Courageous, mysterious, impetuous, spontaneous, simultaneous.
Excellent. Okay, very good job. Getting those primary stresses. Excellent. What kinds of words are all of these? What kind of
These
word?
are adjectives.
They are all adjectives. Definitely. So you see this yes. Really, it's any vowel plus OUS. When you see this, it's definitely going to be an adjective. All right, this is a very small group that's moving it 2 syllables forward. The big group is this one that has moving immediately before this 1 syllable forward, immediately before the suffix. Now, what we don't have here is about, I don't know how many hundreds of other suffixes that there are that we kind of saw with politician. If we want to, okay, politics, politician, political. ICAL is one example. You probably can think of other suffixes that we have not come across in this lesson. Okay, just like ICAL, political, politics, political, political. All right. There are a number of other suffixes. Less, hopeless, hope, hopeless. Okay. Basically, all the suffixes we did not talk about or did not see, I think, okay, are not going to change the root word or base word pronunciation. So nothing changes from the simple version. Like hope, hopeless, nothing changes. Meaning, meaningless, nothing changes when I add less. Or full, hopeful, meaningful, nothing changes. So there's a lot of other suffixes that do nothing. It's really only this list we've looked at today that actually causes a change. These suffixes cause a change in the stress. One other, okay, got a few minutes, so another useful thing to know that has less to do with root words and more to do with word forms, nouns, and verbs. There are a lot of these in English, 2-syllable words which can be nouns or verbs. For the most part, and there are definitely exceptions to this, all right, but most of the time, I don't know, 80–90% of the time, words that can be either a noun or a verb, when it's a noun, it's stressed in the first syllable. When it's a verb, it's stressed in the second syllable. Let's have you guys try to read the examples here. Halen, you want to try this one?
Okay. The sentence?
Yeah, the example.
Okay. The band recorded and we record. And we record?
Yesterday. Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. The bank recorded a new record yesterday. Record, not record, but re. But it's still high. It's still stressed. A new record, a new world record. Okay, when it's a noun. Record, record. hear the difference there when we change the stress. Okay, here's another example. Elio, you want to try this one? Number 2?
He presented his wife with a beautiful present.
There you go. Great job. Okay. Super. Sorry, Ken, you want to try number 3? Conduct. Conduct. Ken? Are you there? Did he step out for a minute or something? Ken? Hello, hello? Okay. We'll come back to him. Ziad, number 3.
They're conducting a study into his conduct. Okay. Let me try again.
Yeah, go ahead.
They're conducting a study into his conduct.
Better. Good. Perfect, actually. Right. They're conducting a study into his conduct. That's it. Ken? Are you
Yes.
back? Ah,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm back.
Okay. Number 4.
Suspect. The suspect was suspected of robbing the bank.
Perfect. Okay, very good. Why not? Halen, one more. Halen?
Hi.
Hi.
The desert is so dry that it is usually deserted.
Okay. However, another word, right? How about this word? How do you pronounce this word? Halen?
What? Which one?
Down here. Let me highlight it for you so you can see it. It's yellow. Aha! With 2 S's.
Desert. Desert?
Dessert. Okay. It's pronounced more like the verb. But this does not have a verb form. It's a noun. Do you like dessert, Halen?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Who doesn't? All right. Dessert. Sounds more like the verb form of the word. Okay. All right. Couple minutes. Let's take a look at compound nouns. Now, compound nouns are when we join 2 words together or 2 root words together. Okay, so this really is associated with our whole idea of looking at roots and affixes. We join 2 roots together. This is what happens. By the way, it happens every time. This is extremely consistent. This never doesn't happen. This is a rule. It's not a pattern. This is a rule. When we combine 2 words together, 2 root words together, 2 simple words together, whether we combine them closely, like deadline, or we have 2-word compound nouns as well, like bus station, the first word, the stressed syllable in the first word will be high, primary stress. The stressed syllable in the second word will be secondary stress. Remember when we looked at that earlier, fully pronounced but low pitch. Okay, deadline, classroom. And in addition, instead of being like a blended sound, it's more like stairs. It's more like very abrupt from a high pitch, straight down to a low pitch. Classroom, airplane, airplane. It's very fast. It doesn't airplane. We don't do it like that. It's extremely fast. Airplane. One is higher, one is lower. Notice in the word air conditioner, if I get rid of the word air and I just want to use the word conditioner, like I don't know, you use on your hair. Okay. Elio, how do I say the word just by itself? Elio, are you there?
Hold on.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm here, but what?
Okay, just
That
the
one?
just the highlighted part. How do you pronounce it?
Conditioner?
Conditioner. Right, conditioner. Ah, remember our I-O-N? Okay, so one syllable in front, dish, that part gets stressed. Conditioner. Very good. What happens when we now combine it to form a compound? We combine it with air. Elio, try it again. The whole thing with air.
Air conditioner?
Not exactly. Air conditioner. We need to
Air
draw.
conditioner.
Instead of conditioner, air conditioner. Air conditioner.
Air conditioner.
So this primary stress, instead of being a high pitch here, okay, this is going to be a very low pitch. Air conditioner. You hear the difference? Conditioner. Yes. Air conditioner. All right? Okay. So that's very important. Now this is really a rule. This always happens. You combine two roots, and it doesn't have to be two words. It can also frequently it can be two roots of words or bases of words that are combined. You're going to end up with this high-low stress pattern. Okay. I'm afraid that's all we have time for today. Thank you very much. I hope you learned something useful. And I'll see you guys again soon, I hope. Take care.